LinkedIn is the way to attract high-paying clients while gaining multi-year or multi-month projects, working fewer weekly hours without being a social butterfly. This is something that a lot of writers fear, that if they get on LinkedIn, they have to be posting all the time and commenting and liking and being part of all the groups. That's not how I teach my students. I'm Mandy Ellis. I built a six-figure freelance writing business, and now I help other writers hit five-figure months and work for dream clients without the overwhelm, stress, burnout, and bajillions of hours, have like 60-hour weeks. We're going to get into how this actually plays out and why LinkedIn is the best place for you to find those top freelance writing clients, those multi-year, multi-month projects. So number one here, we're getting away from fearing marketing. We're getting away from talking to our ideal clients. We're getting away from this basic language of like, I'll do your project, right? I'll just help with content, more content, or I'll do it, in the next 24 to 48 hours, or I'll just help you create this thing. We're getting away from basic language and we're going into specificity, how we specifically use our skills, our expertise, our knowledge, and our experience to help our clients get results. That's what all this content is about, is results. That's why content marketing exists. It doesn't matter if you work for magazines or business clients or anybody in between. We're creating content for results, whether that is building a brand or connecting with an audience or likes or shares or downloads or leads, sales, subscribers. There are all these different metrics that we are shooting for, but the deal is we're not just doing this basic LinkedIn content. And I think this is a mistake that a lot of writers make with LinkedIn, is they go on their profile and they just kind of like barf a bunch of stuff on there. They don't understand what a high paying client is looking for. And that's something that I'm going over this week. That's what I'm going over this week in my free masterclass. So if you want to join my How to Hit 10K Months as a freelance writer without working 40-hour weeks in 4 vital strategies, I have a class on Tuesday the 15th, which you can sign up for by going to mandyellis.com/masterclass1. And I have another one on Wednesday, April 16th, that you can join by going to mandyellis.com/masterclass2. I have another one next week, which is mandyellis.com/masterclass3, which is on April 23rd. But I'm going through exact strategies, how to leverage LinkedIn, how you can actually leverage LinkedIn to get better paying clients, the power of LinkedIn, the power of your copy, what the strategy looks like for sending your LOIs. How do you actually find the connections between top tier clients and speaking their language, and what does their language actually look for, how we get away from tire kickers. And I think the perfect example of this is my student Vesna. So my student Vesna was really struggling to attract clients on LinkedIn. She didn't really understand how to create that long-term work, that multi-month or multi-year projects. She needed a simple executable marketing strategy so that she could feed that marketing Tamagotchi over and over again. But she didn't want to be all over LinkedIn all the time. She had stuff to do. So after she put in what I talked about in the free masterclass, and she also joined Freelance Writer Wealth Lab, which will be opening up on Tuesday, April 15th as well. She replaced her full-time annual income within a year while working part-time. So when she joined the Wealth Lab, she was putting these procedures in place, and she attracted multiple different great high-paying clients on LinkedIn, enough that she was not only able to replace her full-time income, but she did it working part-time hours. And most of the high-end clients on LinkedIn reached out to her. Most of the things that she got to be choosy about were her high-end clients reaching out to her. She attracted them on LinkedIn with her copy, really setting up her profile to shine. And now she works on multi-year projects with them, and she's still only working 30 to 35 hours a week. So she is earning a great living. She is making a bunch of money, but she's not working more than 40 hours. I think that's the really important piece here, is that we get on LinkedIn and we focus on like the platform function. We're getting on there. It's like, oh, there's all these posts and there's videos and should we write a LinkedIn post article, or should we do this, or should we like and comment, or groups? You need to focus on what your clients are already doing, right? So Vesna is attracting her clients because her clients are searching on there. They're not reading a bunch of posts. They have other things to do. They're searching. They're looking for someone who gets them. They're looking for someone who's already on their kind of tuning fork. They're not reading through a bunch of copy on LinkedIn that's a bunch of I copy. I do this and I do that and I can help you with this and I. It's not even copy about your client at all. It's I focused copy. And this was one of the biggest mistakes. So when you're shifting your copy, right, you're moving more towards these projects. Let's call this number 2. So the first part is we're kind of getting through these high paying clients. We're understanding how to attract them. We're optimizing our profile. We're putting all our pieces together. Number 2 is moving the focus away from you. This is a thing where writers get very insecure on LinkedIn or on a social platform where they feel like they have to prove themselves, and they are already usually working with red light clients who are like, well, convince me to hire you, or like, I'm looking at 10,000 other writers. That's not it. When you come from a red light client experience, or you come from content mills, or you come from clients who are now very AI friendly, but they still want to run your work through AI copy checkers, even though you're not using AI, this is what happens is you get in this very insecure, scared state that makes you create copy that's like, I will do this and I will bend over backwards and I will blah, blah, blah. And it's not, it is repulsive to high paying clients. Straight up. It repels high paying clients. What I teach you to do in the free masterclass, and also if you choose to join us when the Wealth Lab opens up on April 15th, it opens in April and September of every year. It's opening on April 15th. What I'm teaching you to do is to attract those clients and repel the red light clients. I'm teaching you the language, the word choices, how to describe your specific skills, knowledge, experience, and expertise to those high-end clients. So they're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we're both Lamborghinis, or we're both Michelin star restaurants. Like, we're not both like old school buses that like have busted rusted mufflers, or we're not both like going through a McDonald's drive-through. We're on the same level. So transitioning that, I think, is really key, is getting away from the I sentences and trying to understand where your high paying clients are coming from, understanding their mindset and how they think about content, how they think about the content marketing effort or the content strategy effort or the copywriting effort, right? Versus going in there and just like being like, for the love of God, give me some money, right? I think that's a really important transition that happens when we're talking about this copy, whether that's the free masterclass that I'm hosting, or if you choose to join Freelance Writer Wealth Lab. So number 3 here, number 3, when you're building this thriving business, when you're becoming booked, what we're doing is we're using LinkedIn to power the future you, okay? We're using LinkedIn to talk about things you're moving into, projects you want to do, attributes and skills that you have brought from other places in your life. A lot of writers want to leave all this behind. They're like, right now I'm doing this and like only this, and I'm too scared to say anything else. No, you need to be focused on the future you. So I talk to people who, like me, built their freelance, they're like side hustling 9-to-5ers. So I had a 9-to-5, I side hustled on the side. And then I left for my, I always say you go from cubicle farm fields to work from home gardens. So I left my 9-to-5 after working on my freelance business and my 9-to-5 for about 15 months. And I often talk to people trying to leave their 9-to-5, and they're really missing these pieces, right? They're really getting stuck in this because they're coming from this kind of atmosphere that's very different than working in their freelance business. But if they just kind of went and understood like how to speak to these clients and speak about the results and take those skills with them, right? You don't just like erase your skills because you go from a full-time job to freelance. You don't just erase your skills because you had a totally different career and now you're a writer. That's not how that works. Those skills transfer. You just need to understand how to speak about how those skills transfer. And that's something that we do very deeply in the Wealth Lab. Is I talk to writers all the time about, they're like, I have no skills and I'm not good at anything. And like 5 seconds into talking to them, they have all these amazing skills that we can leverage. So I think really undervaluing yourself and thinking that you're losing skills, you're losing experience just because you went to freelance writing. Oh, that was for my corporate job, or oh, that doesn't count because of blah blah. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But the key here is not only does it count, the key is that we're translating that into the future you. So the future you of like, I'm moving into case studies and white papers, I'm moving into content strategy. I've noticed that this helps my clients by doing ABC. Here's what I do, because your clients, those high-end clients, believe what they see on your LinkedIn and your website. And by the time someone reaches out to you, by the time you attract someone for whatever type of content or project you want to get into, or niche, or whatever the thing is that's the future you already have a sample. I've seen this so many times. People worry about putting, oh my gosh, white papers, I don't even have a sample. Why would I put that on LinkedIn? Because by the time someone finds you, by the time that thing works itself out, you almost always already have one clip, and then that you can turn that person you attracted into a brand new client. This is the future you. You have to future pace your content, because that's where we're moving. This is also why I give my students language about how to talk about this. Like, if you don't have samples yet, or you're moving into a new niche or a project type, or you're transitioning out of full time, or you're a newbie, I give you very specific language on what to say to these clients to show them that you get it. You know how to do the project. You know how to move forward. You know how to get them results. You understand their pain points. You know how to solve them. This is the key. Is it like you already have a bunch of stuff? We're just learning how to leverage it. So if you can build your LinkedIn for the future you will be in so much better shape. Stop worrying about all the garbage behind you and, oh, I can't take this with me, and all the I sentences. You have to build for the future, right? So LinkedIn is very future paced of where you're going. So we're making it realistic. Like, don't make it nuts, but we're making it realistic. And I think understanding how to do that is how you become a thriving freelancer. You really understand how you're getting new leads on LinkedIn every single week. You're like Vesna, where you're not working all the time. You're working 30 to 35 hours a week. Maybe you're spending more time with family or friends, or you're handling other things going on in your life. Maybe you're doing fun travel, but you're attracting them while you do other stuff, right? Your LinkedIn profile, your samples on there, they are already pulling in clients while you sleep, or while you do something else, or while you finish a deadline. That's the goal. Is we're using this as a way to generate, right? It's a generator while we do other stuff. And you need to update it every so often, but it's not something where you are constantly spending time on LinkedIn futzing over your profile or liking or sharing. Like, you're using LinkedIn strategically to set up your goalpost of like, hey, here, I live here. Here's my future pace LinkedIn. Here's what I do and how I help and my skills and my awesomeness. Then you're using LinkedIn to find clients. There's like a handful of things we do on LinkedIn to find clients. You don't have to be all over the place. You don't have to be posting all the time. And I think this really is refreshing. So if you have been stuck on LinkedIn, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you've been stuck on LinkedIn. I feel like a lot of times I talk to writers and they've been stuck on LinkedIn by not understanding these certain few things to do and how to really leverage where they're coming from to where they're going. This language is really the important part. And then the process of like finding our ideal clients and sending our LOIs via InMail or email. Really, LinkedIn, especially if you have Sales Navigator, which is like a whole other beast that I talk about with my students, my Wealth Lab students. You have so much at your fingertips where you don't have to be a social butterfly. You can be an introvert. I know, and I say this often, I am introverted. I know I seem very excited because because I love talking about this stuff, but I am more introverted than extroverted. I always talk about myself as an introverted or as an extroverted introvert. So I am extroverted with people I like or topics I'm excited about, but I'm mostly introverted and like to spend a lot of time by myself. So when I talk about LinkedIn, like that is, I do a few things on there that are my extroverted introvert, like getting on client calls or sending LOIs, but I'm not all over the platform posting all the time and doing all these things and liking and commenting and being in all the groups, not all that stuff. I think if you just understand the way to use it for clients and high paying clients and money, you're in good shape. So I hope that this has been helpful so far. If you have questions about LinkedIn, put them in the comments. I would love to know what you're struggling with or what you're thinking about with LinkedIn, where it's kind of tripping you up. And I want to let you know, so tomorrow I'm having my first masterclass. So I already mentioned that if you go to mandyellis.com/masterclass1, tomorrow, April 15th, is my first masterclass. I have two more. I have one on the next day, April 16th. That's mandyellis.com/masterclass2. and then I have one the following week. I only run this class twice a year. So this class is not coming back until September. If you want to join my free masterclass, How to Hit 10K Months as a Freelance Writer Without Working 40-Hour Weeks in 4 Vital Strategies, sign up. The one on the 23rd, April 23rd, is mandyellis.com/masterclass3. If you would like to be on the wait list to hear about the Wealth Lab, so the people who are on the masterclass are the first ones who get bonuses or extras if they join the Wealth Lab. But if you want to hear more about that, you can go to mandyellis.com/course. I hope that this has been helpful. And the next video that we're talking about, we are going over how to 4x your freelance writing income, how to make one small change to 4x your income. This is one of my another one of my student stories that I think is really specific to a lot of people struggling with wishy-washy mediocre clients. So I hope to see you on that one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.